The mountains in Pakistan cast a harsh and unforgiving winter over the valleys that lie at their feet. Life clings precariously to nothing more than the promise of a few twigs of wood and the frugal remains of the season's harvest. Here, time has stood still. Yet this has been home to the small mountain communities of Pakistan for thousands of years. Over the centuries, they have struggled to survive among some of the harshest terrains of the world. For generations of mountain women, this struggle is, quite simply, a way of life. Bibi Amna lives with her 7 children in a small mountain village in Baltistan. Her day starts with cooking for the family, feeding the animals, tending to the fields, grinding the harvest, and after all this, she still remains a mere non-entity. Day in and day out, mountain women all over Pakistan can identify with Amna. They suffer the same prejudices, the same oppression and bondage, and survival depends on the women's ability to earn a living. In the mountain societies of Pakistan, women play a crucial and dominant role. They are responsible for almost all farm activities and household maintenance, and are an enormous source of indigenous knowledge. Yet as a class, they remain undernourished, underpaid, and underprivileged. In the lush valleys of Hunza, education has become a priority in the smallest of communities, and those who had the foresight can now see the benefits of fighting against all odds. Emancipation has done little to rid women of their domestic responsibilities, but it has brought a change that generations thirsted for. Noreen has lived and worked in Gilgit for the last 20 years. She has had to pay a heavy price for the choices she made to work and make an independent living for herself and her family. But there are thousands of women in this area who never had the luxury of awareness, much less the right to be heard. And had it not been for the courage and perseverance of the likes of Noreen, too many avenues would have remained closed. Today, as the Karakoram Highway opened communications to the outside world, here it is a different story, as men and women can sit together and plan for the future of their communities. But in a changing world, the norms and traditions of the mountain people have also evolved, and the price of development has been the loss of rich cultural traditions and age-old norms. In most mountain societies, women are the primary caretakers of the land, and yet they are denied basic right to own the very land they work on, and they continue to remain unaware of their legal standing. But awareness has created pockets of small miracles that will one day percolate to a wider community. As the dust settles on ancient taboos, the mountain women can begin to celebrate. Here in the Kailash Valley, harvest is celebrated with a new beginning, and men and women are equal partners in starting a new life together. As the life of mountain women goes through metamorphosis, more and more women benefit from development as they take charge and make inroads into uncharted man territory. It is women like these that have had tremendous influence in the way mountain women think and better their lives. These agents of change have empowered women, facilitated their economic growth through microcredits, and enabled them to join hands with men and ride as one. The tide has begun to change, and as women get to grips on how to tackle the man who by and large still calls the shot, the traditional taboos are beginning to crumble. The journey of the mountain women may well have begun and progressed, but up there on the horizon, the peaks are visible, but they're still a long way away from home.